So this is to assemble a light tower, but this particular one is a DC one. So use DC 1224 volt. So all that's really needed is a 12 volt charger, and you see the center positive here. So I'll show you how it's going to work. So just plug it in. And I'm going to use this attachment here to make it easy. And the light tower here. And I have the black cable, my ground. So I'm going to go ground here. And the red cable, if you can see, lights up red. And that is going to be my underlight. My yellow cable is going to be over. And green is acceptable. So what I'm going to do now, since you know how it works, light tower at least, since we're going to attach it to our indicator, that's this over here, and this, depending on the weight, will display and light up depending on the color of which weight, what's currently on the scale. So it connects to the RS-232 port. So when I get the male end, I'll plug in here, but we're going to have to wire that up. So that's the hard part. So I'm going to be using 1, 2, 3 and the bottom 3 as well. So I'll show you that now. And don't forget, before you start actually soldering, to include the stand. So in this case, this particular one, actually to go here, and then you're going to have to get something to get in there, i.e. scissors to get in there, but make sure you put the stand all the way in, because the rest of the video doesn't show it, but right now I'll show it to you. Don't forget, add the stand, because this is how it could hold up the tower. So it's going to screw in like here. So don't forget, do that now. In this situation, these top 3 are for under, acceptable, and over, and these bottom 3 are going to be ground. So all the bottom 3 are actually going to connect to the black cable on the light tower. So what we need to do is actually start putting solder in the tips. So you see I have the 3 wires here, so pin 3 is red, that's the underlight. Pin 2, green, acceptable light, and the yellow, I'm using it for over, that's pin 1. So these bottom 3 in the bottom here are going to be the ground, so you have to make 3 cables, 3 wires coming out, and they're all going to go to the ground. And all the indicator is going to do is short the 2 pins if it's under, over, acceptable. It's going to automatically do that inside. That's why this is a relay indicator. It's going to shut those 2 pins and turn on the correct light of what currently weight on the scale. So now I'm going to make 3 cables. I'll show you. So let me show you how it goes. So you see there's 3 ground wires. That's why I use this thing, because I could plug it in here. The black end, well no, the black end goes into the black cable from the light tower. the red goes in here, and then this plugs in here. So I'm going to solder onto this connector, this cable, and I solder into this one, and I'll show you if I shorten 2 pins, what happens. So make sure positive and negative end don't touch. You'll see I get a piece of wire and I short this one. You'll see which light turns on. That light turns on. Short these two. So that's what it's going to do. It's going to short the 2 pins in the indicator, depending on which weight it is. So I'm just going to redo the soldering, put some tape around here. But that's the general concept, and I'll show you it assembled. So make sure you actually had a stand in there, because what I actually had to do was actually cut it here and run this part of the wire through a stand, because I forgot about it, but remember to do it. And what you don't want is to actually tape this around. See how I start taping this? You want to tape each individual one because you don't want it to cross. Start crossing, then all the lights will light up. So put on tape, on electrical tape on each end, and then wrap the rest of it like this. And then we'll use some other coil on top of it to hide it. So here's the finished light tower, and some wrapping around it, tape. So I'll show you how it's going to work. So I have my indicator here, plug in a scale. You're going to plug into your 12-volt charger here. And remember, this RS-232 is for your computer, your printer, your scoreboard. The light tower runs on the I/O port. This is the actual relay that opens and closes the switches, which is what this works on. So make sure you plug this into the back, because it will not work otherwise. You can see it's already on. It's in the acceptable range. If I go underweight, what I set it at, you see light red up there. And if I go back acceptable, and then if I go over, the yellow light shows up. So that is how you wire up and connect the DC light tower.